Meanwhile, the refugee crisis is impacting millions of Ukrainians who fled to Poland over the last few weeks. Joining us now to discuss is infectious disease specialist Dr. Rajiv Fernando, who is there at the border between Ukraine and Poland. Doctor, I know we've spoken before where you've been located stateside. Tell me about your trip abroad and why you're doing it.
Thank you, Emma. It's an honor to be here. You know, as soon as this broke out, I have to tell you, just not myself, millions of people, thousands really from all over the world, they just landed here at this border, just trying to show their generosity and try to help. It's just not me as a physician. We see people from all over the world. They come, they're helping people with their carts, elderly people. They're bringing them through wheelchairs. It's wonderful. Spanish food, pizzas, everything at the border, just to try to welcome these people here. But for me, it's very special to be here. I'm the physician. As soon as they cross the border, I'm the first physician that they see, and it's an honor to be here.
Well, that's wonderful. And I'm wondering if perhaps you could share some of the things you've been able to help out some refugees with. The fact that, again, you pointed out women and children and also varying ages as well. Have they been able to receive the medical assistance they might need?
Yeah, right now at the border, we're seeing mostly primary care situations. What we see in an urgent care, remember, women and children are the first to come in. Generally, they're healthy. The top complaints that I'm seeing, really, my medical tent can host about 10 people, 10 to 12 people. Out of those 10 to 12 people, about 7 of them are really coming in for something called frost nip. Really, these people have been walking for days and they're freezing. And I do the night shifts. People are coming in. It's minus 5 degrees centigrade. And these poor children, they don't have gloves. They've been walking for days. I'm in a tent and we have our fireplace and they're all congregating around there. Beyond that, it's a lot of depression, anxiety, people forgetting their blood pressure medications, their diabetes medicines, and basic wound care as well. These are the main cases that I'm seeing as soon as refugees come into Poland.
Especially when they're forced to flee, in some cases so quickly. Perhaps they don't have time to gather all the things that they need. You spoke about answering the call, right? The fact that they needed medical assistance and you were on a plane out to help. Tell me about who the other volunteers are. Where are they coming from? What are their backgrounds like? What inspired them to also make the trip?
Yeah, for starters, I'll tell you, there's so many Americans who have come here. They are here, they're at the border, they're trying to go into Ukraine, and many of them actually make that passage because they want to fight for Ukraine. And it's not just the Americans, Spanish, French, people all over from Europe, they're supportive of Ukraine, and they want to do anything they can to help. I can't tell you the number of Americans who've come here. They just landed at the border and say, what can I do to help? So whether it's holding the hand of an elderly Ukrainian woman and bringing them across the border, or buying them food, or making pizza for some of the refugees coming in. The world has seen wonderful humanity in this setting where you see the evil nature of Russia. It really often brings out the best in people. So it's wonderful to see on the border the response from the world.
It's inspiring. In fact, of course, you've got millions of people who are displaced from their homes, and they're being greeted by smiles, those who are willing to help out in any way that they can. I know, Doctor, not everyone's able to make the trip to help personally. Are there other ways that Americans who are tuning in right now can get involved and help the Ukrainians?
Well, quite frankly, Emma, I run a charity. It's a 501(c)(3) charity, and it's called CHIRAJ. And what we do is we're getting medical supplies into the worst affected parts of Ukraine. For example, I was just in Lviv yesterday to assess the situation. It really seems like business as usual. Things are going just normally. The hospitals aren't full over there. So I go to different parts of Ukraine to assess where the actual need is. Lviv seemed completely fine. We have some American field hospitals there that are ready to kind of pack up because there's no need right now. The military hospitals, local hospitals are all empty, but we are focusing our attention on the southeast and the eastern Ukraine. So what we do is we bring medications from the States, bring it into Warsaw. And from here, it's interesting that the Ukrainian church has such a powerful impact over here. So once we bring it into Warsaw, the Ukrainian church sends its vehicles. They have a cross on the top of their truck. So generally, Russian missiles, they're not going to go for these type of vehicles, which are religious, and they're able to get the things into Ukraine and distribute medicines and supplies. Lots of needs over here. But as a physician, I want to make sure we can get medical needs and medical supplies to these amazing people.
Wow, just an incredible story there, and also fascinating anecdote, the fact that these church vehicles are also helping to assist those who might be in medical need. Dr. Rajiv Fernando joining us on the program. Thank you, doctor. Stay safe. We appreciate your work.
Thank you, Emma.
You're welcome. Still ahead, President Biden does make his way to Europe this week for a NATO summit. He's also set to visit Poland, the hub of millions of Ukrainian refugees. Can the commander-in-chief deliver on the global stage? Panel weighs in next on National Report.